Hey everybody, it's Maya, and today we are going to be reviewing some new makeup. So right now I have picked up the Fenty Skin Tint, as well as the new Rare Beauty Poreless Primer, and the new Rare Beauty Eyeshadow Palette. I also have some other new products, not new to the market, but new for me, that I will be reviewing as well. So I hope you guys are excited, and let's just jump right into it. With the Fenty Eaze Drop, I was going to release this video probably last week, but I picked up the wrong shade. So because it's a skin tint, I figured going with basically any of the lighter shades would work for me, because skin tints are more universal. You can get away with wearing a light shade or a dark shade because it kind of shears out and blends into your skin. But the Eaze Drop is a little bit more full coverage than typical skin tints like Undone Beauty or Glossier or any of those other ones that I'm used to. But I had shade 1 originally. This is shade 1. And I put it on and I filmed not a whole video, I filmed like 10 minutes of it and I just stopped it because I looked terrible. But it made me look like a ghost, like an actual ghost. I will go ahead and swatch it. As you can see, it's very light. And its swatch is super light as well, and it literally leaves a white cast on my face. I thought blended out a bit more it would just blend into the skin, because on the back of my hand it kind of blends away, but as you can see, it's still lighter and it really looks a lot lighter on my skin. So I went with shade 3, and it does look a little bit dark, but I swatched it on the back of my hand earlier. It seems okay. This one blends out and it kind of disappears almost, so we will see. If it is too dark, I can just put shade 1 with it. Like, I can mix the two to create like a shade 2 almost, but I feel like shade 2 would be a perfect match for me, but unfortunately it's sold out. But yeah, so to start with this, we're going to start with a brand new product, and it's the Rare Beauty Pore Diffusing Primer. I'm telling you, this primer is magic in a bottle. I've been using it for the past week or so. I tested it on many different foundations and it looks beautiful. It looks so good. It makes my skin look so pretty. About 2 pumps of that. And I'm probably gonna buy another bottle. It's just really good. And now I'm going to take my Fenty Eaze Drop and I'm going to put this on my face. Hopefully it is not too dark. So it looks a little yellow. Okay, but it works. See, that works. Like, using a shade that is slightly darker blends away almost right into your skin tone, but using a lighter shade leaves that white cast on your face. I'm just gonna go ahead and do one side of my face so you guys can see the difference. Okay. Can you see a difference between the two sides so far? This is without the Fenty Eaze Drop, and this is with. As you can see, it covered up my redness and my discoloration, but you can still see some imperfections peeking through, but that's how I like it. A really pretty skin tint. It dried down to more of a soft matte finish, almost like a satiny finish. It's not dewy or anything, but that's really pretty. Yeah, I haven't really been able to enjoy this product too much just because I had the wrong shade for so long, but now that I have a shade that works for me, I can review this foundation for you guys nicely. Yeah, that is really, really pretty. This is the eaze drop on my skin. I think it looks really beautiful, and I think shade 3 was actually a really good match for me. It doesn't look too dark, it doesn't look too light, it kind of just looks perfect, so yeah. Next, something not so new is my Kosas concealer. I'm just gonna use a little bit of this. Not that I need it or anything, but I feel lost without concealer. I'm loving my complexion so far. My face feels not different from my neck for once. So I don't know how I'm going to be using this. I wanted this shade 3 to be slightly too dark so I can mix in some of the shade 1, but maybe I can like use shade 1 for like some brightening. Let's test that, because I do want to be able to like utilize this shade, and maybe in the winter time, who knows, maybe I'll get super light. That really didn't do much, but I also don't want to add a whole bunch either. So next I am going in with a new product for me, but it's old for most of you. It's just the Fenty cream bronzer in the shade Butta Biscuit. I have been dying to own it forever. And just stamp that onto my cheeks. The only Fenty products that I own are now this one, the skin tint, and then 2 blushes. But I would like to own more. I feel like it's a good brand, it's just really expensive. And then next I'm going to be going in with my Fenty cream blush, and it's the purple shade. It is called Drama Class. I love this blush, it's so pretty. It's like purple, but it's like not purple at the same time. It's more of like a berry toned pinky color. It's hard to explain. But it is definitely wearable. And to set everything down, I'm going in with my Undone Beauty Under Over Powder. This is my favorite powder ever, and I finally purchased a new one. My old one was freaking demolished. This powder is like the only powder that like I can physically see it smoothing down my skin. Like where it looks like a big difference. And because we all know that I love blush, I'm just going to top my cheeks off with this Colourpop pressed blush in the shade Night Bloom. It's just this really gorgeous springy color. And I'm just kind of gonna add to the purple. We're going to be going in with the Rare Beauty eyeshadow palette. It's called the True to Myself palette, and I have used this before, and I am a fan of all of them except for this middle shade. It is so pretty. Like, this palette is stunning, and this glitter topper is really pretty. It just gets everywhere. Unfortunately, it doesn't stay on my eyes. It just kind of goes everywhere except my eyes, but I'm willing to give it another chance today. So start off this look, I'm going to be picking up this peachy shade, and I'm just going to buff this into my crease. And these shadows do blend really perfectly. They have a really nice formula to them, and they're really pigmented. They're super blendable. It's just a really nice formula. And then next I'm going to pick up some of this, I don't even know what to call that, taupe? I don't know. I'm going to run that through my crease as well, just on top of what I did. I definitely have to play with this palette a lot more though, because I'm just so used to creating the same old looks that whenever I get a new palette, I'm like, what do I do? I'm gonna take this shade right here and I'm gonna put that all over my lid. It's a really pretty shade. And I'm gonna take the rest of my finger. I'm just gonna use my finger because it's way more pigmented that way. I'm gonna pick up this shade right here. It kind of is like a shifting shade, like it looks pink, it looks red, and it also looks like pure gold if you like shift it in certain lighting. But I'm gonna take that and pop that in my crease as well. I like putting shimmers in my crease, so yeah. That's with this eye look. It doesn't really, I mean, it's pretty. It doesn't match the other part of my makeup, sadly, but I didn't want to do one whole video incorporating this palette. I thought, like, online it looked like it'd be more purple and pinky, but it's more of like a neutral palette more than anything, to be honest. If you love warm tones, you'll probably love this palette, but I kind of like cool tones a little bit more. I mean, it has it has both of them, but I was just hoping it would have a pinky shade. Like, this looks pink, but it's more like reddy and stuff. I'm gonna take a little bit of my blush from earlier, and I'm gonna put that around the edges just to include some pink in here, just so it goes with the rest of my look. Sometimes if a look isn't working for me, taking my blush or my bronzer and adding that over top kind of helps tie it in together because it matches my cheeks. Ignore the bad blending job, that's just my eyes, not the palettes. We're gonna take the glitter topper and I'm going to incorporate this. I'm gonna put that on the lid as well, and it probably will end up all over my face, but it is really, really pigmented. I will swatch it. Like, maybe not like it's chunky glitter. I wish it was thinner, but it is really pretty. Matches my ring. So I'm just gonna take whatever was left over on my finger instead of a whole chunk, and I'm gonna do this instead, just to have it be more spreadable. But already I can see it on my face a little bit. I do like this palette, and honestly this gold color is really pretty too. I just don't wear gold all that much, but I do want to try doing a gold look with it. I just like pinks and I love purples, so anything that isn't that doesn't really speak to me. I can't really create looks with it. Like I said, online I thought that palette looked a little bit different. Like, the colors didn't look so warm toned and neutral. Online they looked like they were pink, but it's okay. I will use the palette, but I'm probably not going to create looks using these. I mean, it's really pretty, don't get me wrong, and the formula is so good. I'm just not a fan of the color story, that's it. And to finish this look off, I'm going to be going with my Rare Beauty lip gloss in the shade Nearly Mauve. And this is the finished look. What do you guys think? Thoughts on the Fenty skin tint, because look how good my skin looks. It just looks really natural. That primer made my skin look like, it literally makes my skin look so blurred and poreless. It makes all your foundations look amazing. It's so weird how it does that. With the skin tint, I'm a huge fan of the coverage of it. It's really easy to use, and like I said, I'm in shade 3, so if you're similar skin tone to me, shade 3 will probably work for you. Yeah, the palette, not the biggest fan of, but oh well. The Fenty cream bronzer, which is really new to me, old to you, love this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.